Hey yo, so when we back again. Alright, we gonna have this video, man. It's an important video. I came to some certain realizations. Alright, once I started to think about pursuing gold over silver and obviously diamonds over moissanite, it was like this was always my ambition for quite some time. Like, shout out a couple different people. Like, some people wondered why I didn't fully pursue the moissanite role. It's been said that, like, yo, you would have been one of the greats on YouTube and shit like that. You were one of the first people to do it, and I've always appreciated that. And I'm gonna say the main reason why I didn't go full fledged with that is for the exact reason where moissanite stands now. Like, yeah, I mean, I can't say just like, I think like Rainwater, Slapwater, one of them dudes, and then you had Omi and the Hellcat. You had different people who were, I ain't gonna say celebrities, but of that sort of brush and shoulders, who came in the game and kind of really exposed that moissanite. There was that Asian dude, I forgot his name. All these videos are on YouTube, like, you know what I'm saying, when people was just like, oh, it ain't really this, it ain't really that. Like, moissanite got exposed. And yeah, I was one of the first people. I ain't gonna say the first. I'm not gonna say the first because I'm just gonna jump back for the sake of this conversation. When I dropped my first initial videos on YouTube regarding moissanite, there was, I want to say two other videos, but there was only one guy that I could distinctly remember. It was a Puerto Rican cat, and he had his chain, and he had it on a dresser, and that was the only video at that time when I started to produce my videos about moissanite, and he was literally the only video that I remember on the internet before I started flooding it the way I was flooding it. And it was cool, but if y'all really remember, I was always on the side of like, this is what it is, this is how you can get it, this is what it looks like. If you wanted to use it maliciously, you probably could fool a couple people, but I wasn't on the scam type shit. By the time moissanite really took off, in the era that I was like really kind of leading, sadly it was used for nefarious reasons. It was used, and I'm gonna be honest, you know, I'm talking about women. I clapped a lot of I clapped a lot of cheeks off of that shit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna hold you. I gave out a lot of moissanite, and it's a diamond. I went through it too, but I never did no super nefarious shit like scamming a pawn shop or scamming somebody and saying that it was what it wasn't. And then there was other lanes where people didn't even have to necessarily scam. You could really just say that this is what it is, but people wanted to fake the flex or fake the funk so much that they was willing to pay 3 and 4 and 5,000 for a clone watch and shit like that. Anyways, the point that I'm getting to is this: moissanite did take off, and yes, like it was said, like, T, you should have stayed down. You would have been ooh. But the number one thing about that is I didn't want to be king of the flies. You know what I'm saying? Lord of the flies. I didn't want to be king of the shit hill. What am I really saying is that I didn't want to be known for scamming. I didn't want to be known for fake jewelry. I didn't want to be known for it just got a real bad stigma. So no, I personally never really wanted to be that go-to moissanite guy. Yeah, the craziest part to me though is that from the start of this shit to now, that you could really order this shit off Amazon. When I started, you couldn't. It wasn't on Amazon. It wasn't nowhere, bro. So it's kind of a weird crown that I have. It's like an invisible crown. Like, those who know that I wore it. But at the end of the day, that's just wasn't something that I wanted to be known for. I didn't want to be, because of the, here, I'm gonna tell you exactly how this shit happened, because it led to where I am now. Back in those days, the people who really knew about moissanite, like from a business standpoint, they were drop shipping, they were wholesaling, they were buying it outright and reflipping it. There was a lot of that going on. What was I saying? What am I saying? There was a lot of middleman activity going on. Everybody was a middleman. And the number one thing where I fell out with everyone was because I started differentiating what the middleman was to the actual jeweler. So when it came down to profit margins and who's actually making what and where is it coming from, how is it imported, how are these people able to do that, this is where it was getting sticky. I didn't want to sell. Oh, shout out to China, but I didn't want to sell for China. I didn't want to. Half the companies that were branded American were actually Chinese superstores that just had a warehouse in America that was looking for American representation, and that's where you get a lot of the YouTubers endorsement and, oh, they sent me this. And I'm not ashamed of starting that era, what I did, like flash tests and ship me this product. I did a lot of prolific things for my time on YouTube. So even with the channel being taken down, let's be honest though, those who really know, there was a lot of shit going on my live streams. There was a lot of crazy good times that we had, but in the real reality of it, a lot of that shit was incriminating from multiple standpoints, and just things, I ain't gonna incriminate myself. If you know, but there's a lot of things that was just, Tom Brady. There's a lot of Tom Brady, you know what I'm saying? So, for those who don't know, Tom Brady is for layman term, when you float something over a distance and the wide receiver catches it, that's a Tom Brady. But, because it's guaranteed delivery. But so it's like, there's a lot of action going on, but I ain't gonna take too much of your time. So anyways, that's when I started to become attacked a little bit more. Like, people was like, oh, well, I was actually the one that was saying that. I was like, oh, you're not a real jeweler, you're not a real jeweler, you're not a real jeweler. And I was being honest about it, because I was trying to really just get to the man. I wanted to, who do I gotta go see to cut the middleman out? And that's how I ended up buying all this crazy shit and taking all the time off that I did and doing what I did. So now that I'm here, and the Moissanite trend came out, people act like, the craziest thing about the Moissanite shit to me is that people talk to me about Moissanite as if they're teaching me something, or as if their school. That's the craziest part to me. Like, I mean, so, oh, I've been knew about Moissanite. And I just be looking at them like, yo, you don't even know who you're talking to, for real. Thinking like, I'm Dr. Moisin himself. Like, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, so, getting to the main point is, there's no real profit margin with Moissanite, obviously. And then, so I started fucking with the CVD diamonds and shit like that. Now, diamonds is cool too, but my problem is what I've been discussing is that, when you deal with silver, even the silver that I'm dealing with is not the traditional silver. It's a highly tarnished resistant silver that's lesser known to the general public and lesser accessible, but still, in essence, is still silver. Which means that when I'm chasing the superior product, there's certain things I can't dodge. It's like silver has the same connotation as Moissanite. It's like silver isn't looked at as fake. It's just looked at as a lesser metal. It's just like, okay, cool, it's silver. It's kind of like the same thing with Moissanite. It's like the moment that you say, they be like, oh, that's a nice ring. And then you be like, oh, it's Moissanite. It's like you just kind of lose the whole enthusiasm about it. So, since I've been dealing with this head on and like really just looking at it for what it's worth, like I want the best product, I want my prestige, I want my shine. I ain't gonna necessarily say clout, but I want my clout for it. Not because I'm a clout chaser, but because it's deserving. Like, if I put in the hard work to create or fabricate a piece, I want to show it off and still get my respect. Like, oh, that's nice, but it's just, you know what I mean? I don't want that. So, having a diamond and doing shit with diamonds is cool, but the problem now is you got to keep that shit polished to a T or to a 9 for it to shine the way that it needs to shine. And that's the part that's tripping me up. That's the part. It's not even necessarily that I'm trying to push more expensive products. It's just that, like, in the actual case of superiority, resellability, acceptance, public acceptance, respectability, prestige, it's just gold and diamonds. It just is what it is. It's not gonna be Forever One, gold and moissanite. It's not gonna be CVD and silver. I've tried all these lanes. I've tried all the in-between lanes. The in-between lanes are good, but at the end of the day, when you're dealing with a certain class and cut of people, it's always got to be what it's got to be, or they're going to take a certain chip out, or they're going to, like, saying chip, like, you're not a total package is what I'm saying. It's like they're gonna water your shit down. Like, if you was coming at 100% and they really liked it, the moment that you reveal what it is, they're gonna drop you down to 80, 75, 60. You know what I'm saying? It's just gonna, oh yeah, it's this, and they start hitting you with them type of remarks. Oh yeah, my daughter had something, like, you know, they just get real disrespectful in a passive aggressive type way. And I'm not even saying that I'm necessarily going through that right now, but what I am saying is that, like I said, man, when I make 940 projects, like silver based projects, regardless if it got diamonds in it or not, it's like the profit margin just ain't there. Like, unless you're doing mass produced jewelry, like people ask about my website, why I don't keep my, like, put products on my website. I don't put products on my website because I don't want people to bypass me as a person to order from a website. I want you to actually speak to me and communicate what you want, and that way that I could fabricate it and create it for you, you know, produce it for you. I don't want a website that's full of generic products. I just don't want that. I kind of feel like if you want a generic whatever, there's a million jewelry stores that you can go to on the internet and they already got it there for you. But I wanted to make my experience and my process exclusive, and that's why I did the things the way I did it. Like, I'm very intimate with my, you know, fabrication, my drawing aspect. Like, this is what you want, this is what I draw, this is what the CAD looks like, do you want to tweak it, this is what the 3D print look like, here's a video of me casting it, this is what I'm about to do next. I'm very intimate, and I share and exchange the whole journey. So when I deliver that piece, it's not just the simple piece. It's like, here's your piece with all of its steps and stages, and here's the video for you to actually review. So it's a little bit different of a process, and that's where I was really getting to, is that now I don't, you know, there's no money in that silver market. It's a good market to play with for practice, but I'm not about to, and I'm talking about me here, I'm not about to be polishing shit, because, like, even for this ring, right? So I wear it in the shower, I sleep in it, I do everything. I wear it to work. I don't take this shit off, like, unless every now and then I might take it off just to clean it or something like that. But I got a suntan on my finger. I got tan lines on my finger. That's how much I wear it. So I'm not trying to really, I got tools, you know what I'm saying? I could just bump up the cleaning right quick, but everybody else can't do that. And that's why I'm like, I don't necessarily want to sell a product to where somebody looks at it and be like, oh, well, why doesn't it shine the way that it used to shine? How come I can't get mine to shine, or why is it doing that? And it's just silver. That anybody knows silver tarnish, but you know, I don't want that. I don't want to answer questions like that. I don't want to be like, oh yeah, get the silver wipes, or get the silver paste, or get the silver this, or get the silver dip. Like, cause let's be honest about it, like, that shit really, it works, but it really don't work. Like, you know what I'm saying? The consumer level cleaning and buffing products really don't work. I got 100 of them little rags, I got 100 of them little everything, and it does a good job on the surface level, but it really doesn't answer the problem that's had. And the problem that's had is simply tarnishing. So I'm like, in order to avoid heavy tarnishing, is you gotta go with gold. And not only that, you want to go with a higher quality gold, or higher carat gold. 10K gold is not gold. It's like 46% gold, so it's more alloys than it is gold. So unfortunately, if you tote in 10K gold, you have more other alloys than you actually have gold in that. So per standard, 14 would be the minimum. Me myself, I like a rich yellow or a bright color tonality wise, so I like 18. 18 is the respectable number. 22 is better, but again, you're getting softer as you go up. So somewhere between 14 is acceptable, 18 is desired, 22 is superior. So in those realms, I can respect it. But now when you drop a diamond into that, that's when you start to make 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, you know, shit like that. But when you're doing it with silver, you're looking at 800, 900, 1,000, 1,100. And it's just like, you get a higher profit margin for dropping a dirty diamond into a gold band than you would dropping a superior diamond in a silver band. If I drop a VVS flawless VS diamond in a gold band, okay, boom, you might get 12, 1,500, somewhere around. Just depends on the carat and the weight and all the, you know, certain aspects. But if you do that same thing where you got the fucking, I don't even know, I'm just talking at this point, but you get where I'm going, because I'm kind of losing myself with all this mathematical shit. But the bottom line is, what I'm saying is this, right? Because I really think I meant to say a diamond and silver, not a diamond and gold. Where's the juxtaposition? That was a juxtaposition. But for me, just let me get to the point. The point is this: I don't think I want to upload any more videos. I don't think that I want to talk about the benefits of how you can get jewelry. I don't think that I want to put people up on. I don't think that I want to sell silver. I don't think that I want to buy any more silver. And I don't think that I want to deal with anything moissanite. So what the fuck is gonna happen to my channel now? I gotta revamp everything, bro. I gotta come up with a whole new strategy and all that shit, because I'm not, like, the whole YouTube, that's why I came out with the YouTube conversation, is like that whole YouTube conversation was surrounding moissanite. Moissanite was like a blazing trend. It was a trend. I mean, it's a staple now. It will forever be there, but as far as its popularity, it was a trend. And that's where, you know, like I said, it was said to me that, oh, you could have been a bigger YouTuber, you could have been a bigger this. If you really look at it, bro, those people that came up in the era that I came up or just behind me, they have fallen off. Those videos they post don't get no views. I look at everything. I watch everything. The traction is gone. The comment section is gone. The live streams are gone. All that shit is gone. Maybe I was a big part of that energy, but even then still, with those who carried on beyond where I left off, it's dead. So now that all of that's dead, like, and I'm gonna get to the point, the major point of why it died, bro. It got to the point, it died because it was something great for everybody that was manipulated, and it let a lot of busters in the room. And you know, I'm thinking about Fox Howard. He told me way back when that I was way too accessible and I need to be more exclusive. He was very much right about that. And it just doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. With all my skills now, it doesn't make sense for me to play with 925 silver. It doesn't make sense for me to try to teach nobody how to become a jeweler. It doesn't make sense for me to talk about moissanite because I can get diamonds at a better rate than I've ever could in my life. It just doesn't make sense anymore for me to do anything. Like, the value of what I'm doing, if I were to set diamonds into gold, gets a higher response rate than if I were to set moissanite and silver. And it's the same process. It's the exact same process. Like, nothing changes. Like, it's the same protocol for casting. It's the same protocol for stone setting. It's the same protocol for the 3D printing and scanning. So the only thing that, and I'm a dial down in my own pockets. The only thing that can be said is that stop playing with broke boy activity. Broke boy activity is what? playing with silver, playing with moissanite. Yeah, there was a point where I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, so it made more sense to, if I'm a lose a stone, let me lose some moissanite. If I'm gonna burnish a stone, or I'm gonna burn the stone up, let that stone be moissanite. Or if I'm gonna clip a piece of silver, or cast a piece of this, or do this, and the piece shoot out there, or get burnt up there, or get dropped in the grass, let that be silver. Let that be 10, 20, 30, 40 bucks, 50 bucks that I lost fucking around in the grass, versus $2,000 and $3,000 worth of like heartache. You feel me? So now it makes no sense for me to play with that shit no more. People want real shit. Now again, me getting to the leaving the dispensary, working at the dealership and shit like that, I'm around people. Again, it's not like they big fashion. It's none of that. It's just that you're dealing with people who are serious about what they're buying. I'm no longer in a place where, oh yeah, a pre-roll and a 3-5 and a, oh this and that, and talking all that bullshit we had talked. Like, yeah, I'm saying that's the shit that pissed me off a lot of times working in a dispensary. Motherfuckers sit there and try to justify their poor decisions. Like, I don't drink alcohol, I don't do drugs, I don't do none of that weird shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? So when motherfuckers sit there and try to justify their poor decision making, I can't, and they want me to condone it. Like, oh yeah, you know. No, I don't know. You're making a bad decision, but if you want to make that decision, go ahead. Own it. But that's all I'm saying is that, so now that I'm taking myself more seriously in my life, the women I'm friends with, that I'm hanging out with, they take themselves serious. The people that I'm around, they make not like rich money, but they make serious money. You know, people is moving units regardless of what. They're making money, they're making thousands, they spending thousands, they buying houses and cars and having things and going on vacations and taking flight back and forth just because they can on the weekend. It's no longer, oh, the gas prices are high, and oh, and all that weird shit that they was on. You feel me? That. So at the end of the day, I just feel like, and I'm gonna wrap this whole thing up, I just feel like everything happens for a reason. I don't feel like I want to go back to the dispensary. I just felt like, okay, cool, they got what they deserve. You know, they played the games that they deserve. I'm happy that they played those games, because the top motherfucker in the building was making $60,000 a year with no bonuses. So, and I mean it like they didn't even, they were getting bonuses, but they didn't meet the metrics to get bonuses, so they ass was scratching. So like, why the like 60K is just some shit that almost like everybody in the fucking dealership get that shit. Like, you feel me? Just off GP. So, you know, for somebody walking around tooting their horn and shit, feeling like they somebody and feeling like they just wanted respect. I never met a bitch that wanted respect off of 60,000, bro, until I worked at that dispensary, bro, and then them hoes is just retarded. So at the end of the day, they looked down on me. They thought they was better than me. They thought they had their shit together. But now the shoe's on the other foot, and they don't got a career, and all their career ever been was that, and they can't really get out the industry. That's another thing I gotta tell you about. When you work in that industry, it's hard to get a home loan or mortgage or anything like that, because it's not backed by the FDIC. It's not federally legal, so it's hard to, even if you, whatever money you do get, it's very hard to utilize it, if that makes sense. So, you know, I'm happy for them. I'm happy that they're stuck in the shit that they're stuck in. I'm happy that they thought that they were better than me while they were watching me and taking notes and trying to act like they been knew what the fuck they were doing when they never did. Yeah, I'm talking my cash shit because I always pay attention. And like I said, furthermore, like, for those who want to fuck with me, they should have fucked with me. And those who didn't want to fuck with me, they should have never barked like they wanted that smoke. So at the end of the day, riding around in a dirty ass little weird car with some racist people around Florida, risking your motherfucking life for no money at all, it's not worth it. And it was a complete dead end job. It was almost worse than Walmart. At least Walmart, you can apply somewhere else, and they be like, oh yeah, you work there, so those skills are applicable. Working in a dispensary, it's like having red tape around you. It's like, motherfucker, oh, you want to work here? That's how they look. Like, nobody really likes it. Just is what it is. So, but anyways, like I said, man, me working in a dispensary, I worked in a delivery team, so I wasn't even in the store. I was at one point, but it was a whole different bracket but anyways, to get back to the me point is to say that I don't really want to I don't want to document my jury shit no more. I'm not gonna say that it's boring because I have so much fun by myself, but I'm not enthusiastic. I don't half the time when I set the camera up to record it so I can visually show y'all proof, I usually fuck up the project. I'm being honest with you. Why? Because a lot of the shit that I'm doing is time sensitive. So like if I'm just in my groove with my headphones doing me and I'm just whipping and doing me, I be getting shit done. But the moment I be trying to set up a little video and because like really and truly how this shit be is like boom, I put the camera up. I'm over here. I'll be over here for like 30 minutes. And then by the time I look up, my phone it says something, oh, you maxed out the memory, it stopped recording or some shit. And then now that my phone's all blocked up with memory, and then I gotta transfer that shit over to my iPad or my MacBook, and now I gotta cut the video up, then I gotta pay another fucking application so I can get copyright free music so I can download the shit, and then I gotta upload it just for motherfuckers to talk shit about the shit that I'm doing. It's just like it's cumbersome. It's cumbersome to go through all those steps just to receive hate, just to say that I am legitimately who the fuck I said I am. So now that I've already been through those states and I validated everything, nobody can be like, oh, TJ didn't make it. Nah, TJ bought everything. I bought every fucking thing with my own fucking money, bro. And I put myself in this position. I did everything my fucking self. Like, so nobody can like say, oh, nobody put me on, nobody taught me, nobody gave me no money to do it. Nobody put the battery in my back. Like, y'all saw me through my lowest and my highs, and y'all, so it's all there. It's all documented. So now at this current point, I just don't feel like a need to want to really bring you guys into my life like that no more. Like, I just don't. Like, I think really I'm on some more streamer type shit, like kind of like how I was back in the day. Like, let's just kick it. Let's just kick it on the internet. Let's just kick it on YouTube. Let's just kick it and talk. Like, I don't really want to. I don't want to document my shit no more. I don't really. It's not interesting to me. I'm not trying to sell y'all a course. I'm not trying to sell y'all nothing at this point, because at this point, really, like I said so many times before, I'll make more money just putting a diamond in gold and selling it outright. I don't need the internet for that. I get approached every single day about somebody who wants some fucking jewelry, bro. It's not like the internet doesn't make or break me. A lot of times people be like, oh yeah, you can live wherever you want and you can do the jewelry shit too. Yes, you can if you sell on the internet, but then you got to compete with everybody on the fucking internet. Or, luckily, I'm in Florida where jewelry is advantageous. Maybe not in the North region, but in the other regions. So with that said is, I don't have to utilize the internet at all to sell the jewelry, because there's naturally people here that want the jewelry. Maybe not in Washington, maybe not in Iowa, maybe not in Dakota, North or South, maybe not in Wisconsin. Maybe these are areas where they might be like, you know what, I could buy it. That's a down payment on this. I can do that. You know, they're making sensible choices. I don't have to be in those markets to where, oh, the internet is a major avenue to my sales. I can live without the internet as far as jewelry sales are concerned in Florida. Half the people in Florida don't even be on the internet outside of Miami, and they're usually broadcasting. They're not even trying to solicit. So now that's on the point I'm getting to. Like, I don't want y'all at my job with me. I don't want y'all really making jewelry with me. I really don't want y'all in that part of my life. Like, I just want to, at this point, if I'm going to do anything on the internet, it's probably just going to be a lifestyle vlog. At this point, like, you know, let me raise children or something on the internet. Like, make it a his and hers vlog or some shit like that. This current point, it just is no more of me doing this by myself. Like, that shit is just dead. Like, I did it all. So in totality of this video is just to say that, yes, I am moving to gold. I've already made the commitment to move to diamonds. And Everybody's seen everything that I've been through from Atlanta and up to down. I went up to Massachusetts with y'all. I done came down. I done showed y'all everything. I done told y'all that I had extensive family in Florida before y'all knew that I had extensive family in Florida. So it's just is like everything that I ever said I validated, and I don't feel like that I ever need to really explain any of that shit again. So from this current point, I'm just gonna let y'all have it, bro. Because ain't nobody really catching up to me right now. Like they're just not, bro. So I ain't got nothing better to do but go back to IT. This is the same shit I said from the beginning. Take the IT money and fuel my whole operation. And since that's how I'm moving, bro, I just don't see the point of wanting to I'm canceling all my silver projects. I'm canceling them all. I don't care how anybody feels. I'm canceling every fucking silver project, and I probably won't even go back to that dispensary unless I really need to. And I'll probably just pick a different one to go to because there's other dispensaries around to get pain patches from. So, at the end of the day, fuck it. They missed their blessing. I'm gonna move on with my life, man. Everything, I don't fuck with Duval like that. I don't fuck with Clay like that. So, let this be my last position in Duval, and let this be my last residence in Clay. And we're gonna take this and move it on up to something better. And that's just what it's gonna be from now on. It's gonna be a little vlog. I prefer the vlog style than anything. So, and I might do it vertically too. So, hey, so booming what? Many of y'all may never get a piece from me. Peace.